Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Okay, so... Yup. Okay, what was this one here? Pass to game. Pass depends on your installation. Pass to game. Pass depends on your installation. Pass depends. Pass depends on your installation. Okay. Path to game. Path to game. It's funny that for this change, he uses an AI. What is this? For this change, you're using AI? Really? You can't write this by hand? I'm astonished by this. People can't do things by hand anymore. Okay, well, I guess it looks fine. Let me look at the whole thing. I think some people, they just they go totally overboard with the AI. And if the AI is gone one day, yeah, too expensive, or the whole business crashes down, they won't function anymore. They can't work. Yeah, without AI, they won't be able to work anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, the people that come up now with AI tools, they probably get very efficient with using AI tools, but they probably won't be able to think for themselves anymore. I don't know. On the other hand, I guess they can learn really fast because they just generate all the code and they see the result, but maybe they don't look so much into it. I don't know. If someone doesn't understand like what the AI generates and how does he know that the output is good? Like, he won't understand the code that it generates. I don't know. It's a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? Like, because with AI, you will be able to generate 10 million lines of code in 2 minutes. Yeah. But then how do you verify that those 10 million lines are all perfectly well? It's insanity. Especially if you can't program. But you don't understand what it actually did. But maybe that's the future, that you just generate something and no one understands it anymore. And you just expect that the AI keeps maintaining it. And if it no longer can, then, well, then you start again from scratch. Or so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. I will merge this here, or approve it and then merge. Let's resolve this. Yeah. fails. What is that? Markdown lint. Built on Linux MD. Markdown linter is complaining. It's complaining about a few lines. Almost 8 bytes. Yeah. 8 bytes. Okay. Okay, this makes sense, yeah. Size off. Okay, this looks good to me. 816 size off. Okay, cool. Bit flags. Yeah. Okay, looks correct. This one is resolved. JGP can be goaded into almost saying anything. Compiler Explorer is not a benchmark tool. Quick bench shows that pass by const reference can be a good bit faster for something of the size. Let's take a look at these links here. Pass by value is slower than this. 1 times faster. Okay. Clang. Okay. It's a bit faster, yeah. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Good. Then looks good to me, I would say. Xfer implementation, core Xfer. Looking good. Okay, cool. Then, so I still did not get a review on this guy. So we need to wait until we get one. Good, then in the meantime, I will now open a review for these guys here. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So that will be main. main, create branch, unify, a common particle sys dependencies. Let's say unify particle system dependencies. Then we have this guy, and this, and this, and this. Then we do cherry pick, yeah. And then that's it. Huh? Huh? What's going on here? Why is the window disappearing? Okay, so that's the first one. Already 6 days ago we did that. Why does the time pass so fast? What is this? I remember as if it was yesterday here when we did this. What is this? Why is the time flying so fast? Outrageous. Unacceptable. RTS generals. To angle, const, yeah. Fast float seal. I think that's fine. Merge subsystem interface. Merge ini and related code. General challenge generals. Ini. Good. Then I will push that. Good. Unify, merge several chain, merge several several common systems. Common systems needed for particular system. Merge code. Labels unify. Gen ZH. This change merges the code of several common systems needed for a particular system. Okay, so generals gets generals challenge code, challenge generals code. Any pass changes. Dump perf stats. Debug. Seem the default switch weapon. Okay, I think that's all we need to document. Base type, subsystem interface. So it doesn't get anything, I think. Okay, so this one we also need to say merge with rebase. Merge with rebase. Then let's do another push where we update these things here, revert. Mm-hmm. Good, then we have that. Let's push that. Okay, good. Then all of this is good. Then merge carousel consistent need for particle system. Good. Is there anything else we need to say about this? We need to see if it builds, and then maybe what we should also do is we take this guy here and we go to CMake build. We open a CMD and we do a CD. Do that and we do that. So here we have release, game memory, build debug, off, off, on, off, 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 off. Okay, we need to build generals as well, on. Okay, let's take this guy. And then merge code of common systems needed. Systems code. The changes, the merges are split to 4 commits. By the way, we also need to test. I totally forgot that. We also need to test that that these guys were built on their own. I guess we can do that here, yeah. Let's do, let's enable all the tools. Generals, extras, everything, blah. Extras, tools. Is that all? Okay. Generates. Here we can add one more comment. This is intentionally some the pass, the merged pass functions are intentionally left empty for later. To be merged another time. Base type .h does not see. Cannot. When we remove let me see, where's this one used here, this function, or a macro, let's say. Real to int SEO. It's used in radar, height map, snow, tree buffer, shadow, shroud, partition manager. Yeah, that's logic. That's also logic. Yeah, it's used in some logic. It's used in Pathfinder. Okay. Yeah, this it is I do not know if the HNGen effectively produce the same codes with the different functions, but I think it is not worth. It's not worth the risk to find that out. Not worth the risk to guess. Okay, then I would say we do the following first. We check out this commit, and then we do a compile. Merge pass function intentionally left empty. Okay, good. Hmm. Okay. It's not ideal, but alright, because okay. Okay. Good. Let's see what else we can look at. Oh, this one is also still open. Oh. Close in Leo. Close. Okay, so as far as I understand, this change is obsolete now. Main GW fixes. Why did this touch 300 files? Implement. Okay, let's close it. Obsoleted. Obsoleted by this. Okay, this one can also be closed, yeah? Okay. Obsoleted by that. Okay. Better, blah, blah. Then the compilation has failed. Uh-oh. Okay. By the way, in the particle code, did we mention? Let's do test all commits, compile individually, and we already did check this for these particle merges, so that's good. For this one, we are testing this now. Okay, so okay, this one has succeeded. Fantastic. Then let's go to the next one. Check out. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. So, what else do we have here? I created a draft to unify all relevant any parsing with overrides. To unify all. Yeah, maybe we can look at this now. So any overrides. Any override. No? Override. Override. Is it that? An override is a replacement for a pointer of its contained type. Rather than containing a locomotor template, you would contain an override locomotor template. Override pretends in all ways dereferenced to be a type. So there should be very little code that needs to be rewritten to work with these. In order to make something overridable, these are the steps. Make the desired class derived from overridable. Make the container class contain an instance of override. Make the new override function. Do not distribute. Well, too late. Locomotor template. Okay, let's take a look at that guy. Public overridable. Okay, locomotor template overrides. Where is this used? Did it compile, by the way? Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. M template. Oh, all right. Template. New overrides, okay. Allocate new template, new instance. Copy data from the final override to new template. Final override to new template. Override. This is the override. Creates a new instance. Set next override. Copy data from the final override. So. Wow. Okay, so the question is, do we need to maintain overrides, or would we just like throw away everything that was loaded from ini files and just reload everything again? But well, the question is, isn't that already an override if you have you load? Okay, so compilation works, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so these individually compile. Then let me say here to do test all individual commits compile. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so new overrides. What kind of systems have new override functions now? Control bar, AI, locomotor, weapon, create. Not many things. Overrides. You know, right? Copy data from previous. Okay, so I think Helmut is not wrong. So basically, what he said is, can't you already? He said, I'm not sure what the purpose of this is. Is it just to save some loading time between games? If so, I would just remove this full override idea and simply reload the ini state. That should simplify the code quite a bit and eliminate the possibility for mismatches due to oversights. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah. Because then you don't need to maintain this whole override logic. You just say, okay, we load a map which has a custom map ini. We load that and we override the state that the game has. Then when we go back to menu, we purge all data and we reload the whole ini thing, everything from scratch. Right? But then, yeah. Yeah. Then this means we only need to have one truth. Just whatever is loaded on any load path, that's the one that is in memory. We can add things on top, but we won't be able to selectively remove things again. Maybe that's not necessary. Any loading seemed to be pretty fast. Well, we can remeasure it again, but I think I did measure and it seemed like under a second easily, like 0.3 seconds or so to just read all the lines. Maybe there's more overhead. Yeah, so it's maybe a second, maybe less, depending on the machine, SSD, and so on. Yeah, so it's probably fast. Yeah, and I mean, it's during level load anyway. But it means that every time it has to read, it has to load all this data from disk. It also means... it also means... Yeah. Yeah, I think... He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah. But then that means we need to purge, like Think Factory, for example. We would need to recall reset on it, or I don't know, how do you purge this thing? Well, you need to construct it again from anew, right? Free all the template data. Okay, by the way, did this compile here? Yeah. Okay. Cool. By the way, we want to test VC6 builds. So let me go here, check out. Let's do VC6 clean. Yeah. Create a new global data instance to overwrite the existing data set. The initial values of the newly created instance will be a copy of the current data. Yeah. New global data. Reset function. So what does reset do then? Reset. So you would need to actually destroy this thing. Yeah. The original is not original. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we could remove all the override stuff. And then we need to implement some functionality that destroys all the subsystems, everything that is related to innies. All of these things need to be destroyed. And then they all need to be reloaded from ini. I mean, we need this functionality anyway for being able to load mods on runtime, right? So yeah, might as well just do that. So basically, there are these call sites that load ini, right? Like I can't find it right now. Like this one here. Let's search for this path. This. Any load overwrite. Yeah. Overwrite. Any load overwrite. Create overrides. Create new or load into new overwrite. New or load into new. Yeah. Overwrite. Modifier. Create new or continue loading into existing data instance. Modify. Is modifier used? It is. Modifier. Okay, well, okay, I don't know what this modifier crap is supposed to be. It's not modifier. Okay. To me, it looks like we can remove modifier as well then. override. Overrides. Okay. Yeah, perhaps correct on this one. Perhaps correct here. Perhaps we can remove everything related to this and this, related to this, and then load map ini files with any load overrides, and if that happens on next level load, back to menu. That happens on next level load. Happens. All any related systems would need to be fully destroyed and then reinitialized. Reinitialize. See. Further time. Why is there any here? No idea. That's weird. Just probably fast. It's probably pretty quick, especially on SSD. Yeah, but Well, the override would be more efficient because then you never delete the original thing. I mean, reloading everything is a bit sad, but it makes it less error prone. No. Perhaps we can remove everything related to this and this. It certainly is magnitudes more work than it certainly is magnitudes more work than just dropping the overrides, but as you say, for maintenance it is much easier because overrides would need no attention at all. Yeah. It would eliminate all mismatches coming from these in your overrides. Yeah. And basically you just always purge and reload everything. Or you just you can just reload the system. Yeah, we probably need to load. Yeah. We would probably need to load one of these systems in order. So let's say we would read a global data, game data ini. Then all the things that come behind it would need to be reloaded as well. Right? Yeah. Well, let me say, we would need to review if any parse functions. We need to review if any parse functions refer to other systems that are dependent on any state. If that is not the case, but it likely is, that is not the case, but it likely is, then then we could just reload. We could just reload. We could just purge and reload all the systems that the map ini file did actually touch. Otherwise, we would need to reload all. We would need to recreate and reload all systems. Systems beginning from the highest in the list up to the end. So if game data ini needed reloading, then almost all systems would need to be recreated. Because it is very high up in the load order. Yeah, are there more considerations? Yeah. We need this kind of functionality anyway. If we would like to be able to hot load mods on runtime, which may very well be possible. Which very well be possible. Load new mods on client runtime. This would be great, because then one could join a Shockwave mod or Contra mod right from the lobby, without restarting the game, as long as the project files are present. Present for the game to see. But that is for another day, and has more complexity than just any. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting topic. Yeah, getting rid of the overrides could be good because let me see. Like, how much is there actually to these overrides? New override. I mean, EA did put some thought into the override. So, new create template override. Yeah. Create system. Find new create template. New create template override. Create template. Template override. Reset. What is the reset there? Clean up overrides. Yeah. Create template vector. Yeah. Base dude was an override. Kill it. But if the override stuff was properly added everywhere, then it would be the superior implementation, because then lightweight, because then, yeah, but then, would be the superior version, because it means the least work on runtime. I suggest we first look into how we can make the override code very, very simple to integrate to all any related classes. If we can do that, then it could live on. As EA had intended. Yeah, let me see. Like, so we need a reset. Yeah, it needs to be resetable. We need to be able to create it. Yeah, new template overrides. And override. Reset. And pass. Yeah, it's a bit of consideration. So it needs to be embedded in the pass function. We need a new create template. Well, that we need anyway, but we need this for the overrides and the reset. Yeah. And in the find, it also needs to be. Oh. Search weapon list, it says. Create template vector. Override of. What? Why is it doing that? Why is it putting into over? What? Why is it putting it into an overridable and then it does a const cast? What? I don't understand. Why is this doing this overridable here? Why can't we just... Create template. Override. Okay, what is this override thing doing? Overridable. Provide useful constructors. Okay, what does this do? Get final override. Ah. Okay, what does this do? Oh. Recursively asked if there's a next override. Ah, okay. Okay, so lookup is a bit inefficient. Why is it doing that? I find this a bit weird, this override class. Yeah, why is it doing this way? Why don't we just, here, why don't we just return the final override? Like, that I don't understand. It does that. It does that here with that cast, doesn't it? Okay, but then why does it need this? Ah, because it says like a... Okay, I see. Okay. Good to go. Actually, perhaps But there's another but. Thinking about overrides. It is a bit flawed, because it means that an override can only ever that's not true. But there's another but. The overrides, implementation, the overrides implementation is a bit weird in the way that if there was a second override after the first override, then the first override would be copied into the second. First override into the second override. This would happen. This would happen if we were to allow multiple ini files in custom maps. To be more efficient, this would need changing to specify the desired overrides amount, overrides depth before loading multiple ini files. Otherwise, we would end up with a huge. Theoretically, this can end up with long overrides chains. This can end up with long override chains when there are many ini files touching the same systems. Yeah. Touching the same systems. This problem would not exist when just doing overrides. Instead of overrides. Yeah, it's a pretty big topic. Yeah, so supporting overrides would mean significant changes, adding it to all sorts of systems, but also probably touching the override implementation itself. Otherwise, remove everything related to overrides, only use overrides, and then reload ini files, systems when it's needed. Yeah. So yeah, it's Mm-hmm. Would need no attention. Need no attention. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so this one here we can rename to delete. Delete, yeah. This one we can also rename to delete. This one as well. We can rename that to 1. Okay, and then good. Let me do a fetch and prune. By the way, we still wanted to test generals, right? We have built it here. So let me launch generals, and we want to load a few replays, essentially. English generals and generals win, yeah. And then Okay, let's load a replay. So this is with retail compatibility. Oh, that doesn't look good. Everything is grayed out. Is that correct? Everything is gray. Oh, so far so good. Maybe what we can look into next session is adding some generals replays to the test. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's add some generals replays next session. We can download some from Gentool website. Yeah. This one looks pretty good actually. There's a lot of action here. Against Snoop AI. Not even, that's actually 4 players. Okay, that ran through. Let's load another one. Everything died, yeah. Auroras are flying. Nuke missiles. The green guy never rotates his tunnels. No? Did he rotate any buildings he built? No, he did rotate this one. But sparingly. He's not a fan of building rotation. Yeah, he likes the He's a fan of the... but he knows about this functionality because this one is rotated. But everything else, he didn't bother. Everything else is unrotated. His tunnels will all pop here to this direction. That's his main enemy here, down here. Yeah, that's he's facing. Yeah. And the Scud launchers do a good job. Yeah, looks like his tunnel tactic is working very well. Look at that. Except when the Aurora comes. Oh, green has more reinforcements. Goes for the attack. Yeah, good job. Yeah, it's breaking in. Oh, this is a big army. Attacking the headquarter here. Oof. Oof. Well, that's rough. Mhm. 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 Okay, looks like the top team is winning. But the bottom team is not yet accepting that fact. They're holding on to dear life. Oh, the new cannons. Oh, nice artillery strike. Very professional, but there's still a paladin driving over the mines. Oh, the hackers and more force. The poor hackers. Oh, the 3-star super hackers. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Mm-hmm. Dropped even the mines on the hackers. My gosh. But they work under every condition. The Chinese hackers is very devoted to their job. They will suck the internet dry no matter the environment, no matter the pressure. Yeah, a good job here by Grain. Is killing the forces. It's game over, but red and yellow, they're fighters. Yeah, never surrender. Very strong. Oof, nice EMP. Now I can clean that up with the overload, but it's too slow. But it worked. Anyway. Okay, they're holding on here for a moment, but purple guy is coming with his paladins. Oh boy. The Anthrax looks nice. It's a lighter blue. Oof, desktop has been defeated. Oof. 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 Okay, these guys, they played to the last man. Yeah. The last man standing. Okay, so I'm happy with that change. It works. So next session, I will take a break now. Next session, let's try to add some generals replays. Yeah. Only 1 hour 40. It feels like 3 hours. I don't know. Good. I will take a break here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.